Welcome, everyone, to the AEW Control Center. I'm Tony Schiavone back with you. We are set to return to the great state of Minnesota with an incredible night of AEW Dynamite live tonight as we broadcast live from the Target Center in Minneapolis for Quake by the Lake. Make plans right now to join us on TBS beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. This is going to be a night of live AEW action that you will not soon forget. Tonight's main event at Quake by the Lake will be for the AEW Interim World Title as Jon Moxley will defend against Lionheart Chris Jericho.
I've known Moxley for over 10 years, and the first time I met him, I thought he was some kind of a freak, some kind of a quiet misfit, bad haircut, didn't really talk, kind of dopey. And I still feel the same way today, other than the fact that he's so much better of a wrestler than he was back then. And that's one of the reasons why he's so driven and why he's so intense and why he's so great. It's why he's the AEW interim champion, or as he says, champion. Screw the interim.
To understand the Blackpool Combat Club, think of this. It wasn't too long ago Bryan Danielson and I were beating the ever-loving hell out of each other for over 20 minutes. It wasn't too long ago that they had to mop Wheeler Yuta's bloody face up off the canvas. They're still trying to get blood out of that canvas. I once ripped the ear off of William Regal's head. Claudio had to wear adult braces for 2 years and drink his meals through a straw for months after I knocked his teeth down his throat. These are my friends. This is what we do. Iron sharpens iron, and these are the men I want around me. Because the Jon Moxley of 2022 is a hell of a lot better and a hell of a lot harder to beat than the Jon Moxley of 2019. If Chris Jericho thinks any differently, he's gonna find out real quick what the Blackpool Combat Club is all about.
After 2.5 years, I'm demanding my rematch for the AEW World Championship. And when I beat you, Mox, I'm going to be the first ever two-time AEW Le Champion.
I want the guy I used to see on VHS tapes. I used to order out of the back of magazines. I want the guy from Super J-Cup. I want the Lionheart.
You want the last survivor of Stu Hart's dungeon? Do you know how crazy Stu Hart was? How insane Stu Hart was? How maniacal that old man was?
And if the AEW World Championship is going to be defended on my watch, it will be Jon Moxley versus the last survivor of the Hart Dungeon, Lionheart Chris Jericho.
I know more submission holds than this entire company put together. And when I said I'm gonna stretch the shit out of you, Mox, I meant it. You opened Pandora's box, man. You're bringing back some bad memories.
When this is on the line, my life is on the line. And I will do absolutely anything to protect it. Violence by any means necessary. So you take every trick they taught you in that Hart Dungeon. You take every trick you've learned all throughout Japan and Mexico and Europe, everywhere you've been over the last decades, becoming the Chris Jericho that you are today. You bring all of that to Minnesota. You bring that shit to Quake on the Lake.
You want it, you got it. Lionheart Chris Jericho, your hero, your idol. You brought him back. And now, think about this. How much better is Lionheart Chris Jericho gonna be in 2022 after being a 7-time world champion, being the greatest of all time? There's elements of Lionheart in everything I do. But maybe it's time to turn up some of the other elements that I haven't thought about in a while. So I appreciate you, Mox. I thank you for giving me a new mindset for this championship match.
And when the dust clears, we'll see who's standing as AEW World Heavyweight Champion. If you're a betting man, you probably didn't make a lot of money this year betting against Jon Moxley.
I earned this position, I earned this spot, and I earned this match next week at Quake by the Lake. And Mox, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna stretch the shit out of you. I'm gonna tap you out. I'm gonna take that championship. I'm walking out of Minneapolis, the 2-time AEW Le Champion. I guarantee it.
Jon Moxley against Chris Jericho. It'll be a struggle of two longtime foes in AEW. Jericho was the first ever AEW World Champion who was dethroned by Moxley at Revolution February 29, 2020. Bad blood has existed between the two for quite a while, even before that match back before the pandemic. Also, at Quake by the Lake, we will see Darby Allin meet Brody King of the House of Black in a coffin match. Last week on Dynamite, we heard from Darby as he was giving himself a tattoo. It's a video worth looking at one more time. Here's what Darby had to say about Brody King.
A part of the story you don't want to tell anyone, Brody King, is how you are in AEW. You know that it was me that went up to Tony Khan and said, you need to hire this man, Brody King. So the fact that you are here because of me eats you alive. You say you don't need anything from me. You don't need my respect. That is a lie. You need everything from me. That is why you are trying to build your name off of me. I just want you to know that you asked for this match. I want you to remember that. And this hand is gonna be the last thing you see before I shut the lid on your coffin.
Throw your opponent in the coffin and shut the lid. That's how it's going to end for either Darby Allin or Brody King, coming up tonight at Quake by the Lake live at the Target Center in Minneapolis and only on TBS. The next match, a tornado match with all four men in the ring at the same time, no tagging in and out. Lucha Libre rules, if you will, as Rush and Andrade El Idolo, Los Ingobernables, will meet the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo, and Rey Fenix.
Andrade, Rush, finally, it's time for you to put up or shut up.
If they wanna fight, we are ready to fight.
Carnal, tranquilo. They guys need to wait for next Wednesday in Dynamite.
Next Wednesday on Dynamite, if you really are luchadors, we want the match Lucha Rules.
Que la facción ingobernable is the best. Pasa nada.
Cero miedo. Ánimo.
The hatred between these two teams runs deep, and the sheer disrespect Los Ingobernables has for the Lucha Brothers is actually mind-boggling. The two teams collide coming up tonight at Quake by the Lake. Also, TBS champion Jade Cargill puts her title and undefeated streak on the line as she meets veteran Madison Rayne tonight at Quake by the Lake.
Who is Madison Rayne? She's a 5-time women's world champion. She has spent half of her life learning, loving, and perfecting her craft inside the ring. And what better place to showcase everything that Madison Rayne is than right here at AEW.
Madison, this is Jade, and she is our TBS champion, something you will never ever become.
I don't care that she's a veteran. I don't care the amount of time she's put in. What has she done here at my company?
Oh, cross range, 3.
Now, as you all know, I am big on charity, and I have an open challenge this Wednesday on Dynamite. I would love to invite you to show up, show out, and get that ass beat.
I'm a veteran. I know better. I know to always be looking over my shoulder, especially against someone like you.
I have done everything that you have never done in, what, a year? There's not a damn thing that Madison can teach me.
I know that Jade, TBS champion, she's undefeated. And look at her. She's powerful, she's strong, she's beautiful. She's the total package. But the one thing that's gonna get in Jade's way is Jade.
This Wednesday on Dynamite at Quake by the Lake, the only thing that's gonna be quaking is you, Madison, when I hit you with Jaded.
I've stepped in the ring with monsters before, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Can Jade go to 36-0? Well, to do so, she'll have to get by one of the top veterans in all of women's wrestling and AEW's new head coach of the women's division, the spectacular Madison Rayne. Okay, in addition tonight, former FTW champion Ricky Starks will meet Aaron Solo of The Factory.
I want everybody to know something. I was given that title when people thought that it was a noose. I turned it around into a tie, and I made the most of it. I took leather and metal, and I made it into gold.
First time I met Ricky Starks, we met in St. Louis, Missouri. We were both out there training, trying to make a name for ourselves.
Nobody back there can say they did it. I did it. It was me.
Ricky and I, we went overseas together. We went to Ireland, we went to England. We were there for 3 months.
And I deserve to be here and talk to all y'all for more than 40 seconds. I deserve that. And there's people back there who tell me, hey, be patient, wait your turn. The time is gonna come. I don't wanna hear that no more. My time was last month. My time was last year. My goddamn time is right now.
Oh, it's always all about Ricky. And that's what I had to deal with the entire time that we were a team. Man, when I saw Hobbs hit Ricky like that.
That's why me and Hobbs were...
If you haven't been watching, I had my best friend in Will Hobbs turn on me. I lost the FTW championship, and now Team Taz is no more. And if things couldn't get worse for me, I got offered to join the Factory by QT Marshall.
QT wanted to help you out. I advised him not to, but he wanted to help you out.
You think I want the help of an Anthony Ogogo, the big dumbass with the hat? Aaron Solo, Cole Carter, whatever the hell his name is? No, I don't.
Ricky, nobody says no to the Factory. Nobody.
What I do need is this. I need a chance to get in the ring and let out my frustrations, and that is exactly what I'm going to do to Aaron Solo tomorrow night.
Me and Ricky, we got here at AEW at the same time, but you think Ricky ever made mention of me? No, he glossed over me.
Aaron, I am not one to shy from my history. Yes, you and I have been a tag team before. I can admit that. But it just so happened that you and I went two separate paths. I don't need friends at this moment, man. I damn sure don't need the Factory. I can do it on my own, like I've been doing since day one.
There's one day I'm going to beat the shit out of Ricky Starks. From here on out, you're gonna remember Aaron Solo.
So you bring QT Marshall, you bring Anthony Ogogo, you bring Nick Camarado, bring all of them. Because I'm gonna guarantee one thing. I'm gonna run through you, I'm gonna run through the Factory, and I'm going to get my hands on Will Hobbs one way or another.
The Factory is on a mission to increase its numbers. Let's see how this all plays out. Plus, we will see the return of FTR, Dax and Cash, the AAA, Ring of Honor, and IWGP World Tag Team Champions will be at Quake by the Lake Live tonight. This and so much more, part of AEW Dynamite's Quake by the Lake, and it's all live originating tonight from the Target Center in Minneapolis and only on TBS. Our broadcast begins tonight at 8 p.m., 7 Central. And for our fans coming to the Target Center tonight, come early. We have special matches beginning at 6 p.m. local. Be sure to stay after the live Dynamite event tonight for an hour of AEW Rampage. All right, fans, next Wednesday, August 17th, we make our return to Charleston, West Virginia at the Coliseum for AEW Dynamite and Rampage. Tickets at AEWTIX.com. In 2 weeks, Wednesday, August 24th, AEW Dynamite and Rampage coming back to Cleveland and the Wolstein Center. Get your tickets for Cleveland at AEWTIX.com. And it's all leading up to our big week in Chicago for All Out all week long with Dynamite live Wednesday, August 31st Rampage live on Friday, September 2nd, and then the big one, AEW's All Out pay-per-view live Sunday, September 4th. This event is going to originate at the Now Arena, and combo tickets for all three events available at AEWTIX.com. And now some very important information of when tickets are first available. We're returning to Washington, D.C. at the Entertainment and Sports Arena for 2 nights. We'll be there for AEW Dynamite Live on Wednesday, October 5th, and then 2 days later, on Friday, October 7th, we'll be right back in the Entertainment and Sports Arena for AEW Rampage Live, as well as Battle of the Belts 4. Tickets for both nights will be available this Friday, August 12th at 10 a.m. Eastern at AEWTIX.com. But up next, it's Quake by the Lake. It is all tonight live on TBS at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, and coming to you from the Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. For our fans coming to the Target Center tonight, be sure to arrive early and stay late. Matches begin at 6 p.m. local time for you, and we will have Rampage right after Dynamite goes off the air. Tickets available at AEWTIX.com. I'm Tony Schiavone. See you tonight, ringside in Minneapolis and live on TBS. We are AEW.